Oh, come on, let's be honest. Isn't that cool? Isn't that the best thing? Hello, we are live. I'm Toy from Horrible Guild. Welcome. We are live on our Horrible Guild YouTube. I'm streaming from an undisclosed location, which is a deep secret that I will hold to my heart. And welcome. We are here to discuss about our latest RPG, which is MemoryCore, as you may have noticed. And we are live, so make sure to drop in your comment. I think they are down below here. And if you have any question, just throw them in the comment and we can answer them live. If you're watching this in the future, thank you very much. We'll try to keep it short, okay? So, first of all, let's say thank you to our over 2,000 followers on BakerKit. It's where we are launching, actually party launching, because that's a launch party page. So yeah, it's mostly work, but it's a launch page. It's a launch party page, whatever. Just go there, check the launch page. We should be live on there too. And let's say hello to the 20 Nation. Hi. Yeah. No, we can't do that. No, we can't. We tried. There were lawyers involved, and we ended up like immediately. So, without further ado, again, I'm Toy from Horrible Guild. I'm not one of the guy in the cover for this video. I know, I'm just here to present them. So let me introduce them, because we are here with Claudio Pustorino. Let's welcome in. Hello, Claudio.
Hello. Glad to be here.
And from what is my understanding, you kind of created the whole thing, right? You came up with the idea.
I'm about to create the whole thing.
Because it's an ongoing project, of course. And the other guy that I want to introduce is Federico Iscobro, which is head of RPG. As you can see, the entire head is made of RPG. We crammed it in every day, and it show up like that. Hello, Federico.
Ciao.
Or
Hello,
Cobra
everyone.
for our friends.
Yeah,
so is it correct? Head of RPG for Horrible Guild and many other things?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But we are a relatively small company. As for the let me pick up the underground music. Yeah, there it is. That's better. We are a relatively small company here in Italy, so the occasional swiping the floor and washing the dishes is not out of the question for any level of work. So again, we are live on our lunch party. If you are here from there, thank you very much for joining us. If you have any question for the author of the game, Claudio, or for our head of RPG, Federico, which I think is down below, but it can be mixed. Or for me, if you want to know something about me, I'm very secretive about my information. And first of all, let's discuss the big elephant in the room, the 32-bit era elephant in the room. So what the hell is MemoryCore? Federico, please introduce MemoryCore to our audience.
Yeah, just like for everyone who doesn't know it yet, because maybe they're not on the launch party page or they just came here for no reason. MemoryCore is the new game by Claudio. Claudio is the author of Vileborn, Prism, and Not the End. And from us guys at Horrible Guild, we're the makers of Wilder Feast, Queen's Dilemma, King's Dilemma, and a bunch of other stuff, mostly board games, but also some tabletop RPGs. And it's Claudio's new game, and there's it's an anthology of 32-bit era-inspired tabletop RPGs, each paying tribute to a masterpiece of the PlayStation era, okay? So we're talking about cult classics like Metal Gear Solid, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Resident Evil, Final Fantasy VII, Need for Speed, Tekken. That kind of amazing single-player adventure we all loved and played back in the 90s, because both Claudio and me were like, and also Toy were like both from mid-80s, early 80s. So that was
allegedly.
Our youth. Yes, we cannot say the exact age, but yeah, most of us are from that age. And those were like amazing single-player experiences. So Claudio's idea was like, what about we bring this and we try to reimagine this for a multiplayer shared storytelling experience that is the usual tabletop RPGs, okay?
That's clear. So I can vividly remember, especially I'm not a console gamer myself, I'm more a PC gamer, but I can definitely remember the experience of having that disc inside that the gray plastic box that I will not name to avoid any any possible.
I think
It's a goddamn PlayStation.
Yeah.
It's a goddamn PlayStation. We can name it. It changed my life for the better, And you had that feeling that the potentiality it's infinite. That was the future in a disc. So Claudio, did you have the same experience? What was the idea that sparks MemoryCore? Something like that or something different?
I think I never told you how MemoryCore came to be in my mind. I was on my way back. Luca Comics and Games 2000 and something. I don't remember the exact year. Okay.
Well, they do one every year, so.
yeah. And also it's a long drive, like 7 hours. Okay. And on the 5th day, on my way back, I was completely wasted, torn apart. So I was trying to keep myself awake, talking with a friend of mine, okay? And we were talking about how fascinating it was that during the golden age of video games, developers had to, come up with these super creative solutions to make those amazing games with such limited hardware. And I started thinking, okay, how cool would it be to design games that had to fit inside a box, no bigger than a jewel case? It would be cool as a design challenge. And then I started thinking about, a plug and play experience. And then I started thinking about, but it would be cool, very cool to design very different games. So don't limit myself to action games. Or storytelling-driven games, but also, action stealth, survival horror, fighting games, driving games, but also maybe those are not part of the first anthology. But I am thinking about rhythm games, visual novels, and so forth. Okay, everything. Okay, and then I shelved the idea. I put the idea aside because I was genuinely convinced that I never find a production partner unconsidered enough to commit to something like this.
and this is where Horrible Guild enters the story, right?
Yeah,
we thrive in stupid ideas. We can spend years in this.
Oh,
not stupid.
We actually did.
Like crazy ambitious ideas. This was just like our cup of tea, I guess.
Yeah, because it's quite. It's not quite easy, but it's easier to create a very big, marvelous book, an object of desire, and counting on 300 pages, and you have a lot of space, and you can focus on one thing and only one thing. And this box that inside have other little boxes with a lot of stuff, and having to divide your attention between very different games. It can be scary, but for me it's incredibly I can't wait to really start working of the actual development of each game, and find someone that is as excited as me about the idea has been great to me.
Well, we found around 2,000, so that's a good sign.
Yeah.
I'd say that the idea was worth it.
Thank you.
Let's remind the folks at home that we are currently live on the launch party page, which will accompany us to the launch of the actual campaign, the crowdfunded campaign on BakerKit on June. Federico, remind me.
June 9.
Yeah. So be ready, because the page will go live on June 9, and you can get all your pledges and all your shiny new toys that will arrive eventually. But we are working on development very hard behind the scenes. We actually have a few preview to show, and we will show them in a minute here, and also share them on the launch party page. So make sure to keep checking the page after this live is gone. And so thank you, Claudio, for that answer. And I have a question. I have a lot of questions actually here, but I'm picking up. Let's see. So we talked about how this weird thing came about. Let's talk about how does the thing work actually, right? Because Claudio mentioned it's an anthology, but it's also an RPG. And so Federico, let's hear it.
Yeah, this is like the challenging part to explain, but I think Claudio has already started doing that. Like
one of them.
In short, the point is that it's an anthology of 6 games that rely on one single core system, okay? This was part of the challenge that Claudio was talking about, okay? How to make different games that work on the same system. And I think that the analogy with the PlayStation, like with the console, makes sense, really makes sense in this, because it's like back in the days when you had a PlayStation, or even today for that matter, if you think to any console, okay, we all have different games. So maybe like I have my games, you have your own games, and these are all different, but they run on the same hardware, on the same console, okay? So I think that MemoryCore pretty much does this, okay? So this box here, this thing.
Oh, wow.
This and everything that is contained inside here is basically the hardware, the console, okay? On which all games, all different titles run on, okay? Each title, like, and when we're talking about hardware, we talk about the console, the markers, everything, but we mostly talk about the core system, okay, in the core rulebook. That is what we call the user manual. But then we have these 6 titles, okay, different titles. We try to spread them across as much as possible. Like, we haven't yet done a puzzle platformer. Claudio knows that we were both very into the rhythm game. I'm a huge fan of Parappa the Rapper, so this was one of my kinks. And I hope we can talk about this in the future. But the point is, we try to spread the genres across as much as possible. So we have an action stealth, Metroidvania, fighting game, JRPG, racing game, survival horror, okay? Completely different experiences, but each of the titles adds something and brings something typical of that genre, of the inspirational title that you can like foresee if you take a look at the covers. It brings something on top of the core system. So it is like Blood Song is obviously, okay, referred to Castlevania Symphony of the
Inspired.
Night. No, we can,
Inspired.
It's inspired by, okay.
The reference work is Castlevania Symphony of the Night, of course.
It is. It is like 100%. If you take a look at the cover, you cannot unsee that stuff, okay? And I think that when you play Castlevania Symphony of the Night, the thing you expect to play, the thing you expect to feel are like, you want skill-gated exploration, you want unlock permanent shortcuts, you want tough boss fights, you want a crazy exploration of the map that's constantly changing, shifting, this kind of stuff. So Bloodsong will bring this as its own gameplay element on top of a core system. But all the games will do this kind of stuff. Extinction Protocol is clearly inspired by Resident Evil. And Resident Evil, if you think about it, your feelings go to, oh, damn it, I have resource scarcity, I have limited inventory, how do I manage moving through the next areas, okay?
So and occasional rock punching.
Yes, and dog jump scares. A lot of dog jump scares, but that is up to the GM. We cannot write rules for dog jump scares. It's up to the GM.
Not yet.
But everything else will try to do this kind of stuff. So yeah, Final Tournament, it's fighting game, fists, combos, family drama, okay?
A lot of drama.
A lot of drama, like your father has betrayed you because you were not a challenging fighter enough. This kind of, you know the references, okay? So the idea is that every title brings on top of the core system the thing you're expected to find in that experience. But they all run on the same core system, which is tester solution. And maybe Claudio can explain a bit more about this.
Okay.
Yeah, let's hear it, Claudio.
Do you prefer something an answer focused on the single games or the relationship between the core system and the vertical solution for each game?
Oh, I would speak for hours about this, but since we have a limited amount of time, let's prioritize. What do you think is best for our audience?
Okay. First of all, I think that it should be very clear that different games, different genres calls from different solutions, okay? Because adapting a JRPG and adapting a fighting game shouldn't, be the same. Shouldn't feel okay the same, and shouldn't be tackled in the same way. Okay, so first of all, every game will provide you a satisfying feeling of familiarity, but also something very refreshing. Okay, boxed into an experience that is very, very contained and little. Okay, but I don't know, the richness and variety of JRPG. Wow.
Yeah,
okay. Can we have a look to all those clamshells? Is the first time
I think so. I think we deserve it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I will go.
Let's go.
I will get back on the. Okay. So wow.
Yes, please.
And for all of you watching, these are pre-production copy that we just got from the factory.
Yeah.
Yes.
They are very
Please
cool, but very early in production. It's not the
Yes.
final thing.
None of this is to be considered final product, okay? Like, this is obviously, like, we're very early in development. This is just references material, but yeah, you can get the gist of it, okay? You can get the reference.
Okay. So every game will squeeze the genre into something meaningful in a different way. For example, I don't know, in Final Tournament, okay, the campaign itself is the tournament. So you will play a fighter that will attend a martial art tournament, okay, to fulfill a personal desire, or I don't know. Everyone have a reason to attend. Okay, I want to prove myself as the best fighter of the world. I want to discover who killed my father. I want to save my village. Okay, and the story will entwine because the relationship between the single fighters will develop during the campaign from fight to fight. So if you have a very specific reason to take part on the tournament, okay, you for sure will fight someone that have some degree of relation with your objective. Okay, so if you win or you lose the fight against that specific fighter, maybe you will discover who killed your father, or maybe you will see your story heading in a complete other direction. So the game design of Final Tournament is character and background design mixed with a couple of core mechanics that if you want, we can explore. Okay. Corebound Chronicles, okay, is an entire world to explore. Okay, so we will dwell on generative tables. Okay, we will make a very heavy use of the world map. We will use the game disc in order to indicate the level of hope or despair, okay, in every region. So this and the game disc will tell you, I don't know, how much resources you will find in stores, okay. how friendly the NPC will be. Okay, Bloodsong, the map, the castle map, is central. Okay.
Hold on,
Okay.
hold on, Claudio.
Yeah.
You can definitely ride giant birds. That's come with the pact. Maybe
Okay,
stretch goal.
It will be up to you. It will be up to you because
Yes.
during the next updates, okay, you will be able to choose what kind of rides it will be present in the game. So maybe those will be giant
Maybe birds. Maybe
Maybe
pog.
something-
Maybe we'll see.
Maybe something different. Yeah.
Maybe something different. It's all up to you.
Oh yeah,
and,
let's remind sorry, Claudio. Let's remind the folks at home that we are post a weekly. What's the English word for that? The weekly poll. The weekly
update.
poll. Yeah, sorry.
Be
cool,
weekly
yeah.
polls, like every 3 or
Yes.
4 days.
Yes, and every week you get to decide what goes in the boxes or what flavor to do, what some item or character or ambient, etc., etc. So make sure to follow the page on BakerKit, even if you're maybe don't want to play it right now, but maybe you will see something that will interest you, and you're able to just vote, even if you're not a baker, because we didn't open the pledge manager yet.
no,
So
yeah.
we have a question for you guys. That's definitely not for me, unfortunately. And it is, how detailed is the campaign book for new GM? Campaign book? We talk about that?
Oh yeah, basically every game is the campaign itself. Okay, so all the tools you need in order to create new campaigns or new games are contained in the user manual. The game itself is a playable 10-session campaign. Okay, 10-ish session campaign from 8 to 12. Okay, and the single game contains all the detail you need in order to run the game, even without prepping. Okay.
Claudio, do you want me to show some of the stuff?
Oh yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
let's show them.
Because maybe it's easier. Okay. And then we can go into detail, like regarding how campaigns work, because this it's a huge point for me. Like, okay, this is what Claudio was saying basically, is that each of these titles, it's a standalone game. Okay. And each of these jewel cases, which are not jewel cases, these are like cardboard clamshell boxes. Okay. Each of these will contain everything you need to play that specific title. So if we open this one, okay, you can see that inside of it, you have everything neatly stored. And what's this everything is basically, this is a 60-page saddle stitch booklet. Okay. This has a complete campaign inside of it, prepping very zero prep, like campaign lasts something like 5 to 10, 12 sessions, something like this. Claudio will go a bit more into detail about that. Yep. And this booklet, the title booklet, also reports everything that is tailored on top of a MemoryCore system. So it's like monster stats and all this kind of things, like how to handle save systems, which was a very important thing back in the 90s. Another thing we have are memory cards. These are our memory cards. Okay, these are 32 mini poker cards, and they have key gameplay elements like weapons, equipments, items, keys to open locked doors, this kind of stuff. You have 4 pre-generated character boards. Okay, these are rewritable. Okay, so you're not supposed to print stuff. You're supposed to just take this out, give them one to each player, and you give them the markers, and they write and erase here, zero prep needed. Okay, and then we have the game disc. This is different for all of the games, and Claudio can explain how this changes in the different games.
So every game booklet, okay, the little book inside the single clamshell, okay, will contain a campaign, okay, but a campaign for an action stealth, this basically a spy story, okay, it's very different from a full-fledged campaign for a martial art tournament or an exploration and adventure game like a JRPG. So maybe the game booklet for Solid State Machine will be very specific on narrative twists, areas, NPC, what happened, when, and how, in order to make the GM ready to narrate this very specific, well-written story, that maybe has a little bit less replayability, but will make you able to run the game with no prepping and no competence of spy stories. If we transition from action stealth to fighting game, the game booklet will contain the overall story of the tournament itself, but then the narrative contents will be contained in the background stories of each fighter. If we go to Extinction Protocol, so Resident Evil, you will have a very detailed map of Vulture Creek and the main area that it's up to you, just as the mount of Corebound Chronicles. It will be up to you. And the GM will have everything he needs in order to make the players able to choose how to tackle the exploration of this map. For Corebound Chronicle, maybe you will dwell more on generative tables that will be contained in the booklet. So every genre is developed in a slightly different way, but the main reason is to give you something that is ready to play.
Yeah.
And every game will expand your creative, your creative space, because we are managing to allow you, to use every memory card contained in each game in a cross-compatible way. So each game will add specific rules, specific mechanics, and will give you 32, if I remember correctly, memory cards, and the user manual. For each game, and the user manual will teach you how to create your own campaigns for a game. For example, you want to, create a new story for Solid State Machine. It's completely up to you. You are more than welcome. But also, if you want to mix up different genres in order to, create an entire new game that uses both the memory cards of Extinction Protocol, Overdrive Crew, and Final Tournament, you will be able to do that. So those are ready-to-play games, but are also very modular creating tools that you can use in order to express your creativity in ways that I hope to be surprised of.
I honestly cannot wait to mix up Overdrive Q with Extinction Protocol and just drive over the zombie like we did it in the 90s. I have a question for you guys. Each game is max 4 player, just like multi-tap.
Multi-tap.
4 players plus 1 GM. So it's 5 players,
Yeah.
And I know we will have maybe a few extra characters that we will like to add to the games in the future, I think. Maybe on stretch goal, maybe in the near future, maybe in the far future, but depends on how the campaign goes.
Spoiler.
This is a huge spoiler alert.
Of course, we are here for that.
We've been talking about this. I think maybe we'll be talking a bit more if we do a live with stretch goals and reward tiers. I think it's scheduled somewhere down the line. But we're thinking about having some stretch goal to give you access to a 5th player, like a fifth player character for at least the 2 games that are included in the base console.
maybe this is the right moment to answer to a question that is present in the launch party page about solo game. Okay.
Yeah.
Single player
Yes.
game. Okay. I don't remember the question exactly, but
I remember the thing. It was like if there is an option for solo play for the games, and basically the idea is we want to add this as a stretch goal, like as a low level stretch goal.
Yeah.
Okay. Like one of the first that you guys will be able to unlock, like one of the first one, because obviously like doing solo play, it's something that we know people want to do it, and it was like a huge thing for this games.
it makes sense. It makes sense.
It was just solo game, okay? But also it's obviously a bit of development for us, because doing 6 solo games, it's work. It's work. So we will possibly have that if we reach and we unlock the stretch goal. Do you want to add something, Claudio?
No, not at all. We really want to enable. Okay, this is okay. This is just make believe. Okay,
Right.
In my mind, the next anthology, okay, the second anthology, the third anthology, because I don't want to stop, okay, maybe will feature games that are intended to be played solo or I don't know, are intended for 2 players, okay, because why not, okay? In this very moment, we choose to offer
Thank you, Marty, for being here at last.
Okay, so what I was saying. Okay, so every game should be playable in max 4 people plus 1 GM, and I want for sure to to if I were a player, okay, just a player, someone that doesn't know anything about MemoryCore, okay, maybe some of this game I definitely want to play it solo, okay. So I really hope that we will reach those kind of initial stretch goal, okay. Even if I know that the adaptation will be a pain in the ass, if I have to be honest, because solo play for JRPG, okay, you will manage for sure the entire party, okay. Solo play for final tournament is a piece of cake, because you have to fight single fighters and then discover all about your background and hopefully, okay, be the best fighter in the tournament. Solid state machine, okay, it's more tricky, because probably the plot itself of the game will be focused on all the 4 characters, okay, because all 4 characters should have psychological development and blah blah blah, and should be entwined in this very cool spy story, okay. But when you play Metal Gear Solid or Solid State Machine, you want to be alone, because Metal Gear Solid 1 is all about being alone. It's all cold, and you have these grays and blues. So maybe during a solo play of Solid State Machine, you want to be alone. You want to control one character and not all 4 of them. So it will be a challenge, but I definitely want to, to make everyone able to play those games. Even in
it's there.
Okay.
Martin, the cardboard box, it's one of the first items that they created for the game. I know that.
Okay,
it's there.
Can I add something? No, okay, please, Claudio.
I'm sorry. I'm moving home. I am in the middle of a relocation, and I am surrounded by cardboard boxes in this very moment. I'm not joking. Okay, I have
That may or
cardboard
may not contain
everywhere.
someone.
Yeah, you are seeing an empty room, not because I am a psychopath, but because I am relocating in this very moment. I am moving house. I have in here. I have okay. Those are not packed in this very moment because I need them to work. But for everything else is in a cardboard box in this very moment. Sorry, off topic.
I love that Federico is just laughing. Yeah, sure, let's go.
Can I add something? Like, before the thing of the cardboard boxes, which was in itself an Easter egg, Claudio has put another Easter egg of something we cannot reveal, okay? Mm-hmm. But maybe if you follow the campaign and things go really good, something will happen. And Claudio is like, he does drop a bit of a spoiler in that. And yeah, I don't know, it made me laugh.
Okay.
So stay tuned, folks. Stay tuned for the dirty Claudio secrets that will be exposed during the campaign.
But it's very important to know that every game will feature secret contents, okay? And you should really dwell into what you already know about those games and and you love about those games, because if you do that, the game will prize you, okay? We want you to really think out of the box. I'm sorry. Okay.
Or under it.
Okay. You expand the limit of what a tabletop role-playing game is, because we are creating a meta game on the game itself for each game, because it sounded right to us to enable this kind of meta play that is very, very valuable in an experience such as MemoryCore. And I'm very curious about what will happen when players will play MemoryCore, because those clamshells are very little, but are packed with stuff and secrets.
Yes.
So Kieran, you definitely will need to check the back of the game to progress the campaign. Yeah, you can be assured of that. But no spoilers. But
I think those games had a ton of secrets. And back in the 90s, we were like, there was no freaking internet. You had to check the stuff and talk with people and buy the magazines to find the stuff. And we want to bring a bit of that back. So yeah, as Claudio was saying, we're trying to hide as many things as possible inside the games. So yeah, you let us know if you find that out.
Yeah.
Hello. I just want to get a close-up of Federico, because this is the guy that probably just realized that we are not making one game. We are making an RPG, which is 6 RPGs, which is a box containing 6 RPGs. And even the simplest one, that should be 2 guys fighting each other, will go up inside, personal relation and deep dive into emotion. So it's 6 different games based on a single game, based on other stuff, and we'll have to do it all.
Thank you for reminding me.
It's refreshing.
About it.
And this is
that's what we do. That's what we do at the guild.
Oh, at least we have very clear reference work. So we don't have to come up with a new idea. Okay, the game itself is clear. Now we have to adapt it, write all the stuff, playtest it, being creative. The creative part of this project is to decide what's inside the single game, what's inside the user, what belongs to the user manual, and how to make all of this very personal, but also cross-compatible. Okay, and
eventually how to print it and how to ship it to you guys.
Let's not think about that right now.
Yeah, let's not think about it. Let's just delve into the good memories for now. I got a question here from Martin. For all 3 of us, so even me, that's nice. If you could make any 90s game in the future of MemoryCore, what it will be and why? Boy, that's one hell of a question.
I pass. I
No.
I pass.
But there's no passing in this.
Let me think of anything that it's not spoiler. You handle this first, please.
Yeah, let's go,
Okay.
Claudio.
Okay, first of all, I'm happy enough with Blood Song because Castlevania Symphony of the Night is my favorite game of all time. And if you can, I think you can clearly see it from okay, you see, Metal Gear is brand new. This game is worn out. Okay, there is a crack in this. Take a look at the back of the CD. It's all scratched. I played it. Too much, not a lot, too much. Okay,
Shame on you.
So I'm quite happy because my game is in the first anthology. My favorite game is not my game. Someone else worked on Castlevania.
But all the games are your games in this anthology, so it's checkmate.
Okay, so if I want to, maybe for a second anthology, I want to create space for visual novels. Okay, and I know it's not. It's maybe will feel strange. Okay, because why Tokimeki Memorial and not Tomb Raider or Abe Exodus or Medieval? Okay, that's because visual novels have had a huge impact on game design and opened an entire, stream of solutions. Okay. Also, we are talking about. I think that the screen, that the person who wrote Tokimeki Memorial was the same person of Rondo of Blood, of another Castlevania. I don't remember. Okay. And this will probably make me able to work with a friend of mine that I'm very fond of. It's Rugrafred. Okay, both Federico and Toy know him.
I'll just nod.
So I really hope we will be able to get on the weird side on this anthology, not just mainstream. Even if Tokimeki Memorial had really, 16, 17 versions, okay, of the same title, okay, for different platforms. It was very huge in Japan and America. It never landed in the same way in Europe. So we are not very familiar with those kind of games. But I'm kind of a vegan game designer, so I want to be super weird.
I'm still thinking to my game, but I came up with a blank. I'm not a huge console player. I'm more of a PC player. I would say Quake 2, give me straw, give me pulse, give me rifles, give me the super shotgun, and I'll be happy with it.
A shooter, yeah. A first-person shooter, why not?
Especially sci-fi shooter, Quake 2 is one of my favorite. Or I will say Dungeon Keeper, but that did not come out, and we have Dungeon Keeper in plenty of different RPG versions, so...
If I had to think about mine, like, as Claudio said, I'm really happy that I have Final Fantasy VII, that we're doing Corban Chronicles, because...
Allegedly.
I'm like a huge nerd for Final Fantasy, especially 7 and 6. But if I had to say something different that we're not doing now, I would say probably Broken Sword and Final Fantasy Tactics. Like, I don't know how a grid-based tactics game would work in an RPG. They're always a bit weird, but I would.
Do remember that you will have to add the personal connection to each other and how we feel about each other while we do wars, of course. I have another question here. There will be any Easter egg like Psychomantis fight? Maybe the core manual will be buzz in our ends. Well, if we reach enough stretch goal, it will definitely buzz. Yes, I can tell you that. Yes,
there will be for sure. It's up to you to find them. Okay, there will be. You need to to be very it's a road trip down memory lane. You have to trust your guts. Okay, and you will find stuff. Be sure of that. Also, Toy,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
No, sorry. No,
Well,
it's
a splendid.
We have lots of games like Dungeon Keeper. Okay, not at all, because we have dungeon crawlers. Okay, but we have we don't have lots of games in which you are, I don't know, a team of interior designer and architects that works for an evil overlord. And
no, we did have a couple. We did have a couple RPGs. The Wicked One was one of the best. That definitely. Yeah. I'm a huge Dungeon Keeper head, so let's not open that box. Let's keep it down. Let's not talk about that. Never. Let's not. So I have another question for you. Is it possible to do every game as one shot? And can I create a campaign of a completely different game that is not involved? So it's a two question here.
Yeah.
Every game as one shot? I'd say yes, right?
Yeah, I don't. Okay. I'm not sure. Okay, that you can play the entire game as a one shot. Okay, you can play one shot in each game for sure, because every game will feature basically not a trial, is a tutorial. Okay, a tutorial one shot that will be provided to you in a digital version. Okay, and the tutorial one shot is intended to make you acquainted with the game as you play. Okay, and teach you how to play that specific game without reading the user manual or the game itself. Of course, if you want to prepare, if you want to, if you are the kind of GM that loves to run things smoothly, okay, you can study the user manual, you can study the game in advance, okay? But if you are, I don't know, well disposed to move awkwardly in a village and crouching and jumping in order to figure out how the controller works, okay, basically, you can play this tutorial one-shot, introductory one-shot, that will, and once in a while, you will stop playing, you will refer to the user manual in order to figure things out, okay? And with your party, with your friends, you will figure out how the game works while you are playing the first one shot that will lead you to the campaign itself. So every game will feature a one shot that you can play with completely zero prep. Okay.
Oh, that's good enough.
Yeah. And no, it was a chained question.
Oh, sorry.
And,
yeah, sure.
Okay.
The second part, yeah.
Campaign? Okay, you can create campaigns for each game. Okay, for Solid State Machine, for Overdrive Crew, for Earthbound Chronicle, Corebound Chronicle. I'm sorry. And if you want to create a completely different game, okay, you can. Okay, the more game you have, the more tools you will have to create original games, because the specific mechanics of action stealth, of Metroidvanias, of survival horror will be at least partially contained, okay, in the games, and the memory cards will come very handy to create new games, because if you want to create, I don't know, a game that dwells on stealth and map exploration, and you want to create, I don't know, a setting in which you have both sniper rifles, shotguns, but also cursed relics and flaming swords, okay? Being able to blend, okay, the memory cards of Bloodsong and Solid State Machine will be very useful. Okay. Also, this is not a given, and this is not a promise. Okay. We are exploring the possibility of providing you tools in order to create entirely new memory cards, and basically, came up with completely new ideas. Okay, I will be.
And again, this all depends on how the campaign will go. So spread the word. Go follow the campaign right now. The launch page. Get in. Get interested. Get your friend interested in that, because the more you are, the more shit we can make. Basically, that's it.
Yeah.
It's the base of crowdfunding. I have a question. I have a question here about can we talk about some of the mechanic? We completely glossed over it because I think the second update that we posted on the page, it's a deep dive on the mechanic, if I'm not mistaken. But maybe we have a few minutes to talk about that, because we need to stay in an hour length, but maybe a couple of minutes. Claudio, can you enlighten us with the basic mechanic of the game?
Okay, nice. So we have two main kind of mechanics. Okay, the one is for the first one is intended to run the free flow. Okay, so while you are playing, the core resolution mechanics works like that. You on your character board have stat bars. Stat bars are basically your stats, okay, and stats have the same icon for every game, but are named differently for each game. So every game will be very thematic, but we will ensure cross compatibility between one game and another. Okay, so for example, okay, Fire Bloom has her top die. Okay, is the D10, okay, in Assault. What does it mean? When Fire Bloom wants to, I don't know, break through a door or shoot, or shoot, I don't know, with an assault rifle, okay, she will roll a D10 and check the result versus a difficulty class, okay? Equal or higher is a success. Lower is fade forward, so things will get more complicated, okay? Of course, she can get advantage, so roll 2 times the top dice and keep the best result, or disadvantage, so roll 2 times the top dice and take the worst result, depending on fits, specific mechanics, and blah, blah, blah. But also, we have multi. What multi means, okay? You will roll all the active dice in your stat bar. So, for example, for Assault, the top dice is D10, so D4, D6, D8, and D10 all together, and keep the best result. Also, multi will enable myself to get a little bit creative with specific mechanics. Okay, so you maybe with specific memory cards or fits will search up for I don't know, matching numbers, or if the D4 scores more than 3, okay, or straights, or the highest and the lowest die in order to trigger, okay, bonuses or specific effects of your character. And basically, so roll a single die and compare it to DC. It's quite simple, but you can become more and more creative with multi and advantage and disadvantage. And then we have button matching. And sorry, the second mechanic.
Yeah.
We have button matching.
Do you have the slide for it? No.
Yeah. No. I don't.
Oh, it's there?
That's in button matching.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, okay, those are video games, so there will be cutscene, okay? Some of those cutscene will be interactive, okay? So you will roll all of your dice together, D4, D6, D8, D10, and D12, and you will search for combinations, normally matching numbers or straights, okay? And sometimes, like in Final Tournament, okay, specific combination to trigger special moves and combos, okay? The fun thing about button mashing is that when you button mash, you all players roll at the same time. So the button mashing is, from one end, very tactical, because you are very focused on your results and to get the best combination possible, because you can expend focus or expendable resources in order to re-roll some of the dice you already rolled. Okay, but from the other end, okay, it's also a very narrative-driven mechanic, because given the fact that all players roll at the same time, we can just narrate the outcome of an entire scene with a single roll, because depending on how good you rolled, okay, the cutscene will be. I'm sorry, we can go very good or very badly for each player. And this is something that will work really well also during the versus. Okay, you will not roll with the core resolution mechanic when you confront a fighter in final tournament. You will button mash 2 or 3 times, and this will teach, will tell you how the fight will end. And this is very fast. This is quite tactical, but it's also very narrative driven.
Okay,
How do you
that's
forget
clear
to
enough, I'd
explain
say.
combat? You didn't explain damage.
Right. Yeah. So you're welcome. Please. I'm tired.
We also have damage, folks.
The guy's question was just, okay, how do we handle damage?
We do.
Yeah?
We do.
Really?
No, I'm just joking.
Oh, the still
Apollo is
combat
happy.
or checks works. Okay, I explain checks. Okay, combat is quite straightforward. You will deal an amount of damage depending on how well you rolled, because when you roll to hit someone, okay, the result of the dice you just rolled will be the base damage, and you will add an additional amount of damage depending on the memory card. So basically the weapon you are using, but each weapon will have special effects that will trigger with multi, or if you expand focus and so forth. Basically, so combat is not very far away from the standard core resolution mechanic, and combat will be maybe more specific from game to game, because if you are shooting, zombies, headshots will be very important. If you are not, because you are in solid state machine, maybe this will work differently, and you will see, basically.
So Federico, can you show us the box one more time before we close it down?
Yeah,
The big one or the CD?
Oh, everything. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that purple tab there. That's a nice touch. That's a nice touch.
Also on the side.
Oh, I love it.
And it's also it's
Temporarily
a
on
bit
the
messier
side.
right now. It's also purple on the inside.
Oh.
And the box is already like, it's designed to carry all the 6 games, okay? So you don't have to worry about I want some more of games beside the first 2 that come with the basic pledge. I want more of those. And the box is already sized to store all games accordingly. So you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Let me show.
Yeah, there's room for everything. Yes.
Yes. Plus some.
And it is not that giant on a shelf. Let's say that too for all the folks at home that are worryingly looking at their Billy bookcases. I said, can I fit it there? It's not that giant. It's not that giant.
No.
It's doable. Okay.
Okay. Gamer X1W.
Yeah, we have a last question from gamers.
This is a great idea.
Is it possible to have different difficulty levels for group that love a big challenge? Is
This is
it
a great
Claudio?
idea.
Is it Federico?
Yes. This is new to me.
That's it.
I do not know. This is genuinely a great idea. We will consider that, because from one end, we want to offer a balanced experience that will not collapse on itself in a couple of sessions. But on the other end, for a survival horror, it could be brilliant. Okay, so why not? I don't know. But
Difficulty levels.
I think it's a great idea. It's also not, it's not that like impossible to manipulate. Like we did this kind of thing, like in Wilder Fist, we did that kind of thing. So yeah, we did. Like you could scale the difference, like the difficulty of the monsters.
Yeah,
there are ways to inflate that. It's not that hard. I think it's a good idea, Claudio. I agree with you.
Yeah. Also, just to be clear, we have to be very cautious about how we balance. Okay, video games are skill-based, okay, and tabletop RPG are mainly luck-based. You don't want to be a very skilled gamer in order to enjoy a tabletop role-playing game, and you want to beat the game and win during in a video game, in a tabletop RPG. Maybe you want to tell a meaningful story and enjoy your time with your friends. So not all of those games will be very competitive and skill driven, because it can, during the playtest, we noticed that this kind of discrepancy between the two experiences, and we need to be very careful about make something that is enjoyable for tabletop role-playing players. But on specific games, like I don't know, I know, Federico, you will insult me after this live. I know.
Maybe even during. Let's keep going. We'll see. We'll see.
Be hyped about what can we do, what we can do.
No. Like I 100% agree with this. Like I really love the idea.
That's freaking cool. That's freaking cool.
I think it makes sense with the premise. I think it's something we can do. I also agree with your point that these are not skill-based; they are like luck-based. But yeah, I think it's a road we can.
If you want it hard, let's give it to you hard. Like
yeah.
Okay, folks, I'd say that's a good phrase to stop the live for today. We do have planned a few live before we launch the campaign, so make sure to follow the page on BakerKit. And I just want to bring up a couple of comments here just to close it by. Yeah, Martin, I can't believe I did not think about Road Rash today. That's a shame. I will hope we'll see something like that. Yeah, specifically the 3D version. I was obsessed with it, with a great soundtrack, by the way. And Martin again, it says, well, it's a bit of the small violin that plays just for Horrible Guild here. That says. They are impressed with Horrible Guild, as the love and care and attention that we are putting into this product is huge. Thank you, Martin, and all the team at BakerKit that are hosting us with this crazy thing that requires to change the hardware basically of BakerKit every few days, because we come up with a new idea that they did not consider, and they just change the entire thing for us and update the page. It's very good. So it's very good. Again, we are live on BakerKit with the launch party that it's updated weekly with new polls, new stuff to decide, new show, new previews, and all the PDF that you saw here should be there soon or already there. Make sure to click follow on the project if you're interested in MemoryCore, and if you reserve your spot now for just, I think, €2, you can get a special pin once the campaign starts. So make sure to check on the page. You'll find the link I think it's down here in the description of this video, and our social media, pretty much everywhere. Let's be honest. And one last thought from me, and it is we as Horrible Guild, we usually do 1 or 2 Kickstarter per year. We are a small company, and Kickstarter or crowdfunding campaign, and in this case the crowdfunding let us create the coolest stuff that we can manage. Like we could have done this, not this cool. That's a fact. And that's why we go on crowdfunding. Why we go on BakerKit, etc. And the most important thing is the project is still ongoing. So as you see, if you have some cool ideas, if you have some cool suggestion, let us know, because we are still developing this thing. Like, it's not a one done deal that we are just keeping on the shelf and ready for pre-order. It's a live thing, and it evolves, and it can be better with your help. So Gamer, I'm not sure we are hiring at the moment, but that was one hell of a suggestion. So we'll definitely take that into consideration. And if you have some suggestions, just write them down in the comment again, or on the updates on the launch party page, and we will happy to reply or just consider them in the next live stream that we'll do. Okay. So thank you, Claudio, and thank you, Federico, I'd say. Should we watch the video again? It's just 26 seconds. We can spare 26 seconds to just show the video again. It's just so cool. Let's play it.
Just roll. Yeah.
I'll never get tired of seeing that. That's just so cool. So thank you guys. Thank you guys at home for watching. If you're watching this from the future, thank you again for having spent the last hour with us rambling about MemoryCore. And follow the page, and see you on BakerKit. Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.